After 2 months in Lima, Peru, we headed out on our first adventure, an 8-day expedition into the Amazon jungle. After a quick taxi ride in Lima to the airport, we jumped on a plane. An hour and a half later, we had our first sighting of the Amazon River as we landed in Iquitos. Iquitos is the largest city in the world that cannot be accessed by a vehicle. The only way in and out of Iquitos is plane or boat.
Iquitos! What? So we are in Iquitos. How do you feel about Iquitos, Dad?
So far, I like it a lot. How do you feel about it so far?
I think it's amazing. It's really different.
It is very different.
See, the majority of the traffic in Iquitos are moto taxis, or otherwise known as tuk-tuks. This is outside the front door of our Airbnb, and you can see it's pretty well nonstop. This is about 6 p.m. Well, we are going to get ready and head to bed because the next morning we meet our guide and we head out for the lodge.
So, yeah, pier house. So, during the rainy season, all the way up there is covered in water.
Oh!
So you can see that they're on pylons.
Whoa, look, nuts! Oh, here. Oh!
Little sedator. Little bird. Oh.
Bye, bye, land! It's the jungle! It's a boat!
So we have about a 2.5 hour boat ride up the Amazon River on our way to the lodge. And I'll add a link to the lodge in the description of the video if you want to check it out. It was an amazing place. The staff is great. The food was delicious. It was everything we hoped for and more. And so with us in the boat already at this point, we have our guide, Eddie. And Eddie was with us the entire time along with another guy that we'll be meeting in a little bit later on named Segundo. And Segundo was our local machete guy, boat driver. He did an awful lot. He was a really cool guy. And so we're headed up the river. Everybody's just enjoying the scenery. There's Eddie right there. That is a boat driver that just drove us up and drove us home. Now, we do make one real quick stop at a sugar rum distillery. And so this here we can see, normally there's a horse behind us you can't see, but the horse turns this and squeezes the sugar cane, and a gentleman that lives here on the property and runs this then ferments it and turns it into both rum and then unfermented into like a molasses, a syrup, a sugarcane syrup that's really good on plantains and all kinds of stuff. So we got to play around here for a little bit, make some sugarcane juice, which was delicious. And then we got to sample some of the yummy rum and molasses, the syrup that he made. So the kids got to have lots of that on crackers, and Marissa and I and Eddie, we enjoyed the rum. There's several flavors of it. It's just delicious, a great experience, and a kind of a cool way to start things off. And you can see the kids had a great time all watching Eddie be the horse. So here we are doing some taste testing.
Muy bueno. Muy bueno.
Sí.
Natural.
Sí.
Yeah. That's the point actually. I like to come here because it's all natural.
Quick boat ride up the river, and we finally arrive at this tributary that is the entry to the Adorango Lodge. So we move everything from the big boat into this smaller flat bottom boat, and we took this way in and out several times over the next couple days until the water level dropped to the point where we had to walk. Now, it's kind of deceiving, but there's a path that's really short. It's a real quick walk out there to the end where we got off the big boat. But it's the dry season, and this water will continue to drop until January at the beginning of the wet season. And then everything you see around us up there, you can see that the water floods this entire area. So here we are pulling into the local boat launch to Adorango Lodge. So once we got settled into our family lodge, here we are outside the dining hall, and we have a green parrot that is hanging around. And up on the steps, you'll get a glimpse of them here in just a moment, there are 2 macaws that have taken up residence outside of the dining hall, and they're pretty amazing. They're beautiful. Other macaws would fly over, and these 2 would definitely screech out at them, letting them know that this was their territory. And as you can see, they were totally fine and harmless, but they did get a little nosy, especially if you had an apple.
Where is it?
Straight above your head.
Oh my gosh, I want to go home. I want to go home.
What's wrong? He's looking at your apple.
I want to go away now. Where's the other one?
He's behind me. You can't hear him?
I can't see him.
He's just looking at you.
I want to leave now.
We'll go back into the dining hall.
I don't like this.
He was right there. He was like a foot above your head.
What are you doing? The next several days were filled with all kinds of outings. We would do day hikes, we did night hikes, we saw all kinds of animals. We had some arts and craft time. We visited a local village. We found a local church. In fact, our one guide, Segundo, is a pastor in the local village. So we went to his church on Sunday morning and just had an amazing experience. So here's just several clips of our week. This is the bridge going into the local village. Here we're hunting, and not really hunting, we're at a farm. This farmer grows these trees, and in them has palm beetle grubs. So this is the larvae of the palm beetle, and we collected a significant amount of them, and we skewered them, cooked them over the fire, and ate them. Yeah.
That's delicious.
Is it?
Okay.
Here we go.
While we were there, 2 of our kids also celebrated their birthdays, and the lodge did a great job helping with that, making cakes, decorating. We had time just to sit along the bank one evening and overlook the Amazon River, go for a walk, just a stroll down, checking things out. This is another bridge that we would pass over going in and out of the village, and then back out onto the river for a boat ride. And it was just fascinating to see just people living here. And here we came across this juvenile sloth hanging out down low. We're just along for a walk, and he's hanging out there. And so we all got to pet him and take turns walking around him slowly. We went piranha fishing, and here's some of the piranha that Segundo cooked for us along the riverbank. Marissa and I went out one evening and enjoyed a sunset. This is an electric swordfish. They don't have electric eels, but this is an electric swordfish. This is our fishing contraption when we go catfishing. And so there you can see the boys pulling in a catfish. Everybody caught catfish, and then the cooks cooked them up for us. This is a snake that Segundo and Eddie found on one of our hikes. Here we're out on a night boat trip up to a sandbar where we had a bonfire, and we roasted marshmallows, and we got to share some campfire stories with the guys, and then they told us some really great stories from the Peruvian jungle. That was a cooking class that we took, one of our kids' birthdays. Here we're going swimming. This is not in the main river. This is in a stream, a creek out behind our lodge. And so we did some swimming in there a couple days. We did go swimming in the Amazon River. We went swimming with dolphins, pink dolphins and gray dolphins, and it was an amazing experience. So here, this is our last day, and
Is it?
the lodge has a garden, and so we're at their garden checking several things out. That was sugar cane. It was delicious. We ate all kinds of stuff, and then it was time to get back on the boat to begin the trip home. So here we are in the boat, headed up back to Iquitos, where we spent the evening, and then each split up, the boys and I in one tuk-tuk, Marissa and the girls in another tuk-tuk, and we headed to the airport. So I hope you've enjoyed this just quick recap video. I'd love to know more. We would love to hear from you. Leave a note in the comments. What would you like to know more about of our trip? This is part of a small little series of videos I'm going to make. I'm going to do one on more specifically some of the wildlife we've seen, and just kind of a day in the life, and just a few more details. But if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.